Greetings and welcome to a very extra special World of Tanks video. Now this video is not extra special from the visual aspect or anything like that. It's what happened that essentially has to be seen to be believed. It was just crazy. So that's why I would use my dad's phrase that he would describe performances of this nature, and he would refer to this as a work of art because it was just that unbelievable. And all the different aspects of what happened, they're just unbelievable if you would just say the things that applied and said, could that be done? And you would have to say, there's no way. It can't be done. Well, I mean, you would go, well, there's a theoretical chance you could do it, okay? But the alignment of the planets would have to be perfect. It's just crazy to conceive of what happened. And you'll see this throughout the game, as I tell you. It wasn't exciting in one way, but it is exciting, sort of. It's just very bizarre. But bizarre good, and when you see it, you're gonna, I don't know. I haven't watched the video replay. I was talking about the game to Armored Wraith, who was working on something of his own, and I'm like, these guys are unbelievable. I mean, how can you just die like this? And it was just, I couldn't believe it myself. I'm like, well, I'm just going to do the best I can, be the team leader, get my 5 points for Dream Machine. Whatever happens, come and get some. If you want to come and get me, because I'm not going to just, roll over and lay down and die for you. You're going to have to come and get me. And like I told my friends, I go, I'm the kind of guy that I'm like hugging a wet bobcat. And that's the best example I can give you. But this thing is crazy. So if you're ready, please leave a like for this video. I can't imagine someone watching this and not liking what they see, except maybe the guys on the other team. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, because if I do something like this again, you'll be the first or among the first to see it. And for those of you who do subscribe, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I hope that you find this worthy of your subscription so that you're able to see this in all the glory that I think that you will recognize when you see it. So this being the case, let's go, shall we? Welcome to Hidden Village for an unbelievable artillery experience that you're not likely to forget anytime soon. So this match lasts almost 9 minutes. And it doesn't start out looking like it's anything special at all. Pretty standard game, actually. A couple of geniuses over here jacking around the Steadfast. Messing with this, Panzer IVA. Now, I think this is just a Tier 3 match. Yeah, it's a mixed Tier 3 and 2s. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I would have said no way that this is going to be, look at this hilarious stuff. I would have said, there's no way this is going to last 9 minutes. These matches never last that long. Not never, but almost never. And I was like, well, I'm going to go over here and shoot from this location, which is fine. Sometimes I shoot further back. I like to mix it up, you know. Don't want to be too predictable. You never know who you're facing. So, the only thing, this, like I said, this is not going to be visually awesome. That's the Microsoft server, and their screen tearing. I mean, it's fairly obvious. You've seen the title, which is hilarious because I'm saying this not having actually written the title, but I have a ballpark of idea what it will be like. So you already know that I won this match for my team. And I'm not joking when I say I won it. You know, I don't show up in these matches seeking to do what I did. However, I do know that it is possible. Now, the thing that will explain the slight difficulty of my artillery to hit the targets will be something that you didn't notice most likely in the beginning of the match. But normally, you will probably recognize I don't have the tanks below and all that stuff. I just usually have the tank and the commander, and then there's the logo in the garage, okay? But this time I had the whole thing of how you would normally see it with your tank selection, etc. And the reason I had that is because it showed the commander's skills on that commander. And if you go back and look at it, this commander only has 2 skills, okay? And one of them isn't even a real skill. It's Quick Learner, which just gives you 10% faster experience acquisition, or an extra 10% experience for every game, like this one. So really, there's only one combat skill, and that is the reload skill. So I have 2. Good shot there, obviously. I had I only have 2 skills on this commander, but one is what I call a combat skill. The other one is not. So, and as I was talking to some of my friends, that some of the tanks that we have played are really good, to the point where you can literally become MVP in a match without them being fully upgraded or having a commander installed. The Sexton artillery is one of the tanks where that can happen. I mean, this is like I said, this is literally a 1 combat, another great kill, 1 combat skill commander in this tank. It's not like I have 8 or 9 skills in here, which I could have. I have those commanders, but this guy I use. This guy, meaning this tank, I use. Now that guy I saw was going to the left. You couldn't see that because you don't get a chance to see the viewfinder image in the game that I saw. So I know this guy's going over here. Adios, muchacho. Come get some, is what I say. Tag. That guy's on the move and I got him. I'm going to get him again. Now remember, 1 skill only, okay? This is 1 skill only that's combat. And I'm like, I was going this way. Okay, this guy. Hey, there's a guy in my base still. I'm like, okay. Now notice, one of the things you can tell when we go back to the garage, I have the optics to extend my range of vision for just such an occurrence, so that I have a chance to do this. Now, this is just me versus the other artillery. And the difference is, at this point, I've killed 7 guys. I know because I was talking to Armored Wraith and telling him, I go, dude, I've killed 7 guys, and this other guy killed 1. It's just, artillery versus artillery. A jousting match, as it were. So that's the one thing that's kind of disappointing, is you don't get to see, what the views were and how the shots were close, etc. All you get to see here really is hit or miss. And, when it hits the guy and kills him, you see it comes up on the left side of the screen. It's an imperfect system, but it's the best we can do at this moment. Although I have an idea of how to correct that. But that's another story. I haven't worked it out specifically. But this one, it's just me versus this other guy. And when I was in the game, as I was on my route here, I heard shots. This guy, now I know what happened since I played the game. This guy shot at my base and then headed that direction physically. But the difference was, when I killed that next to last guy, I knew there was only the artillery, and immediately I took off to the base. So I could catch him either at his base, or a lesser experienced artillery would not have known what was going to happen from my perspective. That person would have a harder time to figure out what I was doing, and really didn't have a clue. Because that person took off. There he is, firing at me. You got to be kidding me, man. Now he's blind firing. He can't see me. And I couldn't tell exactly how far away this guy was. A couple hundred, 200, 300 meters, 400. I don't know. He has to be around 400 ballpark, because he's out of my range. But I get I will get a visual on him upcoming. So I'm just waiting. Now I did look through the viewfinder, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to wait till he shows up, and I'm going to right bumper this guy into the Stone Age. This is where the experience factor is in my favor. But anything could happen. And somehow that didn't kill him. Or that didn't hit him, actually. That was another right bumper shot on my part. I have a faster reload than just about every other artillery in the game. That took a chunk off of me. That took a bigger chunk off of him. But see, I'm moving. And I got him. There was an experience differential in my favor, but good shot is good shot. I didn't realize that guy was going to hit me. He got a chunk of me. So, got to give him credit on that. But I literally pulled this one out of the fire and had no idea how many guys I was facing by myself. And I didn't pay attention. So I can't even tell you. I have to go back and watch the video, see how many guys I faced at the end, which will become clear momentarily. All right. This is the final end of game screen. A miracle. Okay, maybe short of a miracle, but it's close. This is one of those crazy games where you kill 7 and only 7, you don't win. Well, you might win, but probably not. Could still technically win, if no one killed each other and had more health, etc., etc. But I had to kill 8 guys to win this game. That's how bad my team was. I'll show you how bad they were. Well, all the robots were garbage. So the bottom 7 were the robots, which was shocking. Usually, now if you look on the other team, they had some humans down there at the bottom of the barrel. But in this case, I had all the robots at the bottom. So they were just sacrificing themselves to their god, as far as I could tell. And, my people weren't exactly lighting the place afire with skill. You know, only it doesn't happen very often, but this is one of the times where 5 guys make all the kills. You can win games like this, and this is one of them. And I had one that happened once where 5 guys made all the kills, but every one of those guys made multiple, at least 2. So it was really the 5 best players, and they were all good players, pulled it off. This one is, well, the top 3 are substantially better than the rest, okay? I mean, I got 8, second place guy got 3, the third place guy got 2. That's 13. That's nasty right there. The rest of them, I mean, thankfully they did get 1 kill each, so that's steadfast, that he helped. And all the guys who made a kill all got Dream Machine points, which was great. And I'm sure these other guys are going, oh my God, we won this game? Because they all, vacated the premises after they died. For sure. So that was hilarious. Now, here's kind of the interesting part. Well, we already know. Well, I know. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to include this in the title or not. I probably will. This is what I saw, and I thought, man, why 8 medals was a lot of medals? And then I said, well, surely I didn't get a Kolobanov's. I did. So these are always a highlight. The Kolobanov's medal is always tremendous because that means you beat 5 or more people against you and you were by yourself, which is fantastic. So I have to go back and watch the video and see how many was I against. Was it just 5? Was it 6? Couldn't have been more than 6. 6 is the most it could be. Just because I watched those kills. I killed 8, and I killed 2 guys when there was a bunch of dudes in front of me. So it couldn't be more. It's either 5 or 6. So that's the answer. It's 5 or 6. I just don't know which one it is. So I'm going to go back to the garage and find this out for you. Okay, so I went back and saw the answer was 5. It was right there on the screen if I wasn't paying attention, but I was explaining the whole story, etc. So it was 5. One of the funny things is that earlier in the day, Fish sent me a message. This is the challenge. He had a great game where he scored 7 kills to be MVP of a match. He sent me the result. This was the picture he sent to me. Your goal for the day. I'm like, 7 kills. Now he did it in a tier 4 with his Panzer 3J, which is one of his go-to, scoring tanks. It's his favorite tank, if I remember correctly. So I'm like, 7 kills is gonna be hard to do, but I have done this in this kind of a situation multiple times, many times over. So it's a legitimate challenge, but very difficult to match or beat. And he knows that I do tons of artillery, and sometimes Thresher as well. But I sent him a reply, told him his challenge was met, and topped off with a Kolobanov to go with it. So it was pretty awesome. And this is the kind of stupid stuff that we do. It's like, hey, here's a game I scored, and see if you can match this. It's like, that's a toughie, but, we have to take the challenge because it's out of respect to offer such a challenge. We have to stand up and go, okay, here it is. I give it my best shot, whatever happens. So I got it. I met the challenge. He said it was a he said it was a lot of tier 5s in the match. I don't know how many it was, but he said it was a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I thought he said 10, and that's what he said. It was 10. He was a tier 4 in a tier 5 match with 10 tier 10s, tier 5s. Blah, 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 sorry. But that's a fantastic result. And the odds are not good that I would match that in tier 5s. I just, I don't play the kind of stuff in tier 5 generally that will allow that to occur. But tremendous. I mean, that's a terrific result. But I wanted to show you the challenge that he had referenced. So I had to come here to the medals record page, whatever, to find the Kolobanovs because I wasn't sure how many it was. And shockingly, that was the 10th Kolobanovs medal that I have gotten. I have a couple others here shown, on the channel in my videos. Kolobanovs medal, toughie. It's a toughie to get because you have to be 5 to 1. You have to be the one. Not good, right? It's even harder in artillery because if you don't have all of the necessary artillery skills, right, bumper, shooting, shotgun, killing, standard long range, you're not going to get this. It's super difficult. I mean, I don't even like to try and get it in artillery because, the odds of people getting this in artillery are not good, no matter how good the artillery guy is. So it's really special to get one, and it's something that you should celebrate because anyone who gets this has done something very special, and it's quite difficult to achieve. So it's one of those deals that you sort of don't want to have to try and get it, but you do want to get one. As I say to people, there's only two kinds of players in this game, those that have Kolobanov's medal and those that don't. And one is all you need. One is all you need. If you get more, those are a bonus, okay? Those are just bonuses. The most important thing is to get one at some point if you can. Very difficult because your team has to be bad. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just true. You have to have a bad team. Or at the worst case, the best case scenario, a team that was going well and then just had bad luck, whatever it was. Okay. So, but I'm just going to say your team has to be bad at some point, and usually quite bad to be down 5 to 1. And then you have to be lucky enough to be in a tank, what I call difference makers, that would give you the chance. You have it. It's like you have a chance to pull this off because your mastery of this tank is such that it will give you some dream of pulling it off. I mean, if you're in some tier 1 tank, you're not pulling this off, okay? Or you're in one of these, T3 convertible. No, you're not going to do this. I mean, sure, somebody has somewhere, but it's nearly impossible because it's just not very good. There's certain tanks are going to have better chances to pull this off than others. Stuff like a Panzer 3J or the Thresher. Some super fast light tanks could pull this off potentially. There's a lot of different things, medium, heavy tank. There's a lot of good tanks that could pull this off in the hands of someone who's a master of this tank. Artillery is not among the easiest ones. It has the worst gun accuracy. The reloads are horrible. The whole thing is just, not good. So when you get one of these Kolobanovs in an artillery, it's like you're getting the the chocolate sundae, all right, with the cherry on top. It's extra special, so it's really good. So it's one of those things that, like I said, I just wanted to show you, the situation with those medals. I mean, I'm just lucky that I have this option. And now that we're back to the garage, as you can see, he's got 2 skills right there under his name, John Garvey. Quick learner and rapid reload. And really only the rapid reload affects the combat aspect of this tank. But the Sexton artillery is one I tested without a commander. And it was really funny. I was talking to my friends and we're having a discussion. And it's like, I go, well, there's certain tanks that are elite tanks where you can pull off these, things. It's like, I tested this tank specifically with no commander and to see how many kills I might be able to get. Well, what happened when I did that? They shoved me onto Himmelsdorf. Fantastic. So I had full equipment, no commander. Himmelsdorf, I got 5 kills with no commander in this tank. So this is one of the things this is a difference maker. My friend Top was was running the FV-101, which is a difference maker tank. And the reason why it's a difference maker tank is because I was in the game when he got MVP and his tank was barely upgraded at all. It had like maybe 2 upgrades out of the list of however many the heck it is, 6 or 7 or 8, whatever it is. He had like 2 upgrades. That is a difference maker tank because unupgraded, he got MVP. Certain tanks give you this option because they're so good straight from the factory. You can score in this game. Now, that's not every tank. And the player is a huge part. You have to have a good tank, obviously, but you actually have to have a really good player to pull this off. So it was, fantastic that he did this. And this was a demonstration. There are some tank destroyers. They just shoot great. Okay? And guys can score right from the get-go. If you ever played, say, a Martyr 38T, that is a fantastic sniper. So there's a bunch of those different tanks. And the Martyr 38T is a tier 4. You can get it for, dirt cheap, basically. A terrific tank. It's absolutely terrific. So there's just different stuff. But I wanted to show you this because, man, I got the cherry on top of the sundae with the Kolobanov's medal when I was looking at that page going, 8 medals. Oh, I got the Defender medal too for, killing the guy in the base. He had a gazillion points. I'm not really. I'm just, being facetious. So I guess I have rambled on long enough because it just felt so good winning this game. I'm not sure if I'm conveying how exciting it was to me. Like I said, I know to you guys it really wasn't beautiful, but it's kind of the story and the execution that's more exciting. I'm 5 versus 1, and I'm the 1 using a 2 skill commander in my artillery. The odds are just stacked totally against me. Yet somehow I was able to gather all of my skills and eke out a win when no one would have given me a chance of doing this, beyond that of a snowball in hell. So I hope you guys enjoyed this match and really kind of the story and the gravity of the situation of just how difficult it was. That I feel so happy that I was able to meet the challenge. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you would. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I can't imagine. I'm going to keep trying to get these guys to subscribe. I'm going to give the best that I can give and whatever happens, happens. And if I do something good, you're going to see it. So thanks to all you subscribers. You guys have been great. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one because I got a couple more good ones, but I can't really tell you about them right now. Thanks again. See you later.